It's that time again, engines on, let's go. Welcome back everyone, this is Hull Truth episode 19 for the week of 10 February 2014, the place to get your Star Citizen news fix and a little bit extra. Let's do the website recap. There's a new poll on the website that asks if you would attend a special Star Citizen event at PAX East. The event would take place on April 10th and would not require admission to PAX East. It's not looking too good for the event. The current results are showing 64% voting no. I imagine this is a travel and/or money thing for the most part. I know that it would be for me. Star Citizen hit another milestone this week by reaching the $38 million crowdfunding goal. In the letter from the chairman, we unlocked the Kano system. What is in the Kano system, you might ask? One inhabited planet named Cartenia, and Cartenia is a water world! We voted and it came true. I hope my Avenger, nicknamed the Gentleman Guppy, is submersible. The final Star System poll ended with the vote being so close that they're going to give us both systems, the Tavaran Ghost World and the Lost Human Colony. We'll go over the Cabal and the Oratani systems when we hit that stretch goal. We also got some awesome concept art of the Banu Merchantman ship showing how it will land and function. This is still by far my favorite ship concept. They really have created an obvious dichotomy between the human ships and the alien ships that add to the feel of the game. I hope that that continues with the new ships. The letter ends with a cryptic message promising that the next revealed stretch goal will help chart the course for future of Star Citizen in a different way, and Chris says it's one he's personally very excited about. That foreshadowing. It makes me think we might end up with some sort of a star map system outside of the game. There's a new lore post called Observist Dark, Olympus, Ashana, and Null. This is apparently a traveler's guide type of company that details interesting destinations, including those of the dark variety. This guide deals with the Null system and how it was discovered. The system was empty for centuries and none of the planets could be terraformed. The planet, Ashana, has an inordinately high gravity, and that led to the creation of the planet's landing zone. Olympus was a carrier ship that crashed on the surface of Ashana, supposedly killing everyone on board. It wasn't long before the refugees used the ship's systems to make it a livable space. This ship is now the landing pad for this planet and features a mechanic, an armory, a general store, and an ex-hitter known as Nescus that runs the place. It's quite interesting, and if you want to check out more of the in-game lore, go and read that. An issue of PC Games magazine released in Germany with a bunch of new concept art that we hadn't seen yet. The kind folks at CIG have now put those up on the website for all of us, and they're really cool. One of the more interesting discoveries in this picture set is an image of a ship with the file name Vandul Harvester. It looks huge. Notice those little people on the side, and very insectoid-like. I wonder just what exactly it harvests. There's also an image of a more industrial looking facility with the file name Shubin Mining Station. Is this one of the giant mining platform ships, or is it an actual space station that moves around mining stuff? I guess that would make it about the same thing. And Dateline Session Part 2 is out. I really enjoyed the first one, and this one did not disappoint me. Dateline Session is about a behind-the-lines journalist named Ula Yadav who's investigating big companies that may or may not be hijacking ships for profit while posing as pirates to lay blame elsewhere. In this installment, Yadav finally gets some footage in a very exciting firefight. I won't give away the details and spoil it for you. Don't miss out on this one unless you just absolutely hate reading or fan fiction or sci-fi or Star Citizen. And if you hate most of those things, why are you here? Go read it. Now we recap Wingman's Hangar. This week, Wingman was at the Star Citizen Summit. All the different office teams working on Star Citizen flew to Austin for a week-long planning session. We met a lot of folks and mostly just hear some reiteration about the systems that everyone is working on. There was a statement about some other modules that they won't talk about now, but no new info was presented. The MVP of the week goes to Czar for his forum thread, Operation Pitchfork Special Report, A Forker's Tale. This is a fictional narrative with an Operation Pitchfork participant. If you haven't heard of Operation Pitchfork yet, it's a player-made event to invade Vandal systems at the end of the beta, which will most likely be a suicide mission for everyone involved. You can check out both of these on the official forums. The CIG fan focus this week goes to Shader Cool for his hangar sleeping quarters concepts. Very cool, Shader Cool. Thanks for making those, and I love the bathroom design. Let's do some forum feedback. This week we have Wingman and Rob answering the questions, and most of the questions are related to the summit due to the new themed question and answer format that they're going to be using. There's very little information in here that's actually related to anything new in the game, so I will be highly paraphrasing some of these, although I will put text closer to what they actually said on the screen. Do you have a roadmap that you can share about the general sequence of development? Rob said, we have all of these different modules going in parallel. The summit was a chance to mix the teams together to see the big picture. We're doing FPS, dogfighting, persistent universe, and the hangar in parallel. Anything new that you can talk about from the summit? Rob said, not really anything new. Chris wanted us each to have our own sense of ownership of these different systems that we're working on. What was the most beneficial part of the summit in terms of moving toward the goal of release? Rob said, certainly FaceTime. We have people on Skype and email all the time suddenly become faces and people, and that makes a big difference. It's about everyone sharing the vision at the same time. Eric said, when you're meeting on Skype and sending out emails, there's a barrier there. Maybe they take things personally when that wasn't the intent. This allows you to become friends and get to know the person you're talking to. In those instances, you can be a little more critical or direct, and they understand. How do you guys sort out conflicting thoughts about what awesomeness really means in the verse? Rob and Eric both said basically Chris Roberts decides that. Has a decision been made about how Squadron 42 will be released? Rob said, one thing we did determine is that there really isn't a good reason on a single player game to release alpha content. The current development plan is to release the content episodically for our backers. You will get to see a piece at a time. Each one is not going to be just like its own mini story though. It's still a big Chris Roberts style adventure that just spans multiple episodes. How do you keep in touch with so many different teams? Rob said, we had the summit. We're going to do those every 3 months and then some big ones too. Day to day we email constantly and use Skype, and we also use a bunch of collaboration tools. What kind of stuff did you do for fun when all the teams got together? Rob said, we had interdiscipline, intercompany dinners each night, lunches too. Friday we had a rap party, and some of us might have had a little more fun than others. That's it for forum feedback. Unfortunately, there was no 10 for the chairman this week, but we sure do have some other news. In other news this week, I've got 2 games to talk about. The first up is Unclaimed World: The Lost Explorers. This one comes from Refactored Games, consisting of 3 programmers and 1 artist, and we recently got our first gameplay trailer. This is a story-based RTS simulation game about mankind's first attempts at stellar travel and subsequently colonization. Earth has experienced a catastrophe, and a starship with 2,100 humans aboard is sent on a mission to find a suitable new homeworld in the Tau Ceti system. The Lost Explorers is technically episode 1 in a series of releases for the game. The devs plan to add new game features and an expanding storyline that takes place over in-game years of time for each new episode release. From the trailer, we can tell that there are systems for hunting, gathering, defenses, building, and general survival. Each character seems to have their own statistics and equipment as well. One important note that makes me quite interested is that the devs say that the game eschews God game tropes by pointing out the player's role as a part of the community, not a commander. The characters are free individuals with their own ideas and motivations. The game was just greenlit on Steam on February 6th. I love games like this, and I hope it turns out to be a good one. I also wanted to point out another game that's technically been playable for a while but just officially released on Steam, and it's called Horizon. I played this game the first time when it was still in beta and was quite surprised by how enjoyable it was. Horizon is a turn-based strategy game of galactic exploration and conquest where you are in control of humanity's destiny. This is really pretty cool, and it's set apart from other turn-based space games in that it's not necessarily just a 4X. There's a galaxy storyline with open-ended missions on top of the 4X part of it, and has a very sandboxy feel to it. It has all your typical 4X mechanics, but adds in full tactical ship controls where you actually manage the movement of the ship and the weapons. You can board other ships and attack from orbital and planetary defenses as well. The alien races you run into are all fleshed out with their own storylines too. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm nowhere near done with it. If you're looking for more sci-fi games to play and you like 4X, you should give this one a try. But if you're looking for a really hardcore 4X, you should skip this one. Let's do the r/Star Citizen post of the week. This week it goes to 01 for his Origin 350R Lego build. I've seen a lot of Lego builds out there for different ships, but this is by far the best one I've seen. Excellent work on that 01. I salute your efforts in sourcing the pieces and getting this together. One quick update for everybody. I am currently doing my first recap video for the next great starship. It'll be very brief and concise with videos of the entrance, and that will be up sometime this week, so keep an eye out for that. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that so you'll be aware when it drops. Once again, we've reached the end of another episode. Thanks again for all of your support. I would not be doing this if it wasn't for this community. Until next Monday, fly low and shoot straight. Goodbye.